In the kingdom of Elirian, soft things were considered a luxury that none could afford. The walls of the castle rose high, sculpted from obsidian stone that glistened under the weight of thunderous storm clouds. The air was thick with an unyielding chill, a reminder that love was a dangerous liability best avoided. And yet, within the heart of this unyielding kingdom, there lived a princess named Elira, who understood the weight of such truths better than anyone. From the moment her tiny feet first touched the cold stone floors of the palace, Elira was groomed for her role. She learned the art of ruling, the intricacies of speech, and the power of command. But feelings, those were to be buried deep, hidden away behind locked doors and the elegance of her silken curtains. Her laughter, once pure and unrestrained, had been shaped into a mere measured smile. Tears, if they dared to fall, were always stifled before they could see the light of day. Yet, there was one part of her she could never quite control: her eyes. They betrayed her every time she caught sight of him. His name was Kael, the youngest captain of the royal guard, a title he bore with the weight of silent resolve. He was a man made of discipline and fear, a shadow that never strayed far from her side. With each step he took, always 3 paces behind her, he embodied the very essence of loyalty, a fierce protector of the princess. He spoke only when spoken to, his face a mask of unwavering calm, yet he possessed an unwavering vigilance that saw beyond the surface. Kael watched Elira with a keen eye, noting the subtle tension in her shoulders during court meetings, and the way her fingers gripped the fabric of her gown when discussions of unwanted alliances filled the air. He could see the flicker of longing in her gaze, as if she were searching for a world that lay just beyond the towering walls of their kingdom. And thus, against every rule etched into his being, he found himself caring for her, a feeling as dangerous as the storm clouds that loomed overhead. It was on a night when thunder cracked like a whip across the sky that everything changed. The palace lay in a deep slumber. The storms roared, drowning out all other sounds. Elira stepped onto the balcony, her hair cascading around her shoulders, her crown forgotten in the depths of her chambers. In that moment, she was not a princess, but an ordinary girl gazing into a tempestuous sky that mirrored her restless heart. "You should not be out here alone," came Kael's voice from the shadows, a quiet rumble that pulled her from her thoughts. She didn't turn to face him. Instead, her voice floated back to him, soft and tinged with melancholy. "Am I ever alone?" There was a pause before he stepped closer, his presence radiating warmth. "You are never unguarded," he replied, an unspoken truth hanging in the air between them. In that moment, Elira felt the weight of her isolation more than ever. After that night, the barriers between them began to dissolve, as if the storm had washed away the rules that had governed their lives. In the quiet intimacy of her chambers, they found solace in each other's company. No titles, no guards, just 2 souls knitting together a tapestry of emotions that had been long denied. But as fate often does, it stepped in with its cruel hand. The king, upon discovering their burgeoning connection, swiftly arranged for Elira's marriage to a prince from a distant kingdom. The prince would arrive within the week, and Elira was to leave and fulfill her duty as queen, while Kael, the unwavering protector, was to escort her there. On the eve of her departure, the storm returned, raging outside as it had done the first night they had shared. But this time, Kael made a choice, stepping forward not as a guard, but as a man driven by love. He confessed his feelings, a tide of emotions spilling forth, and promised to fight for a life together. However, the king had other plans, sending Kael off to war instead, with the intention of sacrificing his greatest warrior. Back in the castle, Elira worried for him, her heart a prayer for his safe return, dreaming of a life where they could elope, far from the constraints of their world. Days turned into weeks, and Kael emerged from the battlefield with an unexpected victory, one that stunned the kingdom. The king, faced with the undeniable loyalty and bravery of his captain, finally relented. He granted the couple his blessing, sending them away to their new castle, where they could forge a life together at last. Thus, 2 individuals who had walked the same halls, always distanced by duty and decorum, finally found their world, nestled within each other, a soft sanctuary amidst the storm.